How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Syracuse Aviation and welcome back to a very exciting airport update today. So first of all, I want to apologize for the lack of content recently. To be honest, there's been a lot of distractions and it's been a little bit more difficult to film videos. I definitely could still film videos, so it is partially on me for probably being a little bit lazier than I should be in that regard. But today I'm back. I have a very exciting airport for you guys today. As I said, this is Huntsville International Airport in Huntsville, Alabama. This is a really cool airport, a nice little airport. There's a lot of jet bridges for what's going on here, and they're all glass. They're recently replaced. The terminal is very modern. It's a very nice airport. I'd say probably one of the top 10 airports in North America. It's really awesome, and it's not really an airport that you can do monthly updates on, but nevertheless, it's a really awesome one to do maybe a one-off or a couple times a year maybe if you choose to do so. Again, there's just not really a lot happening. Now there is still routes being added on airlines like Breeze every now and then, but for the most part it stays the same. But again, it's just a really awesome little airport, so that's kind of why I decided to do it today. So without further ado, we're going to get started here with this United Express CRJ 550. This guy's currently at gate 2, filling in for a SkyWest CRJ 700. So obviously you have United Express operated on behalf of SkyWest Airlines using the CRJ 700. I don't have a CRJ 700, so I had to use the 550 to represent this flight. Once again, here at gate 2, it's fueling up on the right side of the aircraft and getting the bags offloaded, and we'll head out to Denver today. United Airlines' other services here at Huntsville include Houston and Chicago, which are operated on the Embraer ERJ-145 XR and the Embraer E175 respectively. So unfortunately I am not able to represent those aircraft because I don't have those models. Hopefully I can get a hold of them soon, but we'll have to see. So yeah, just for today's Huntsville update, we just have this one CRJ 700 heading out to Denver. Next up here at gate 4, we have the Breeze Airways Airbus A220-300. This aircraft is on the turnaround flight to Las Vegas, Nevada. Breeze Airways has 4 destinations, I believe, at the current time, to Tampa, Orlando, Charleston, and Las Vegas. I'm not sure what the other routes are operated on. I'm assuming a mix of A220s and Embraer aircraft. I want to say that Huntsville at one point had New Orleans service, and I could be wrong on that, but it's either maybe one of the suspended services or one that they just haven't started yet. But whatever the case may be, I hope we can see that at some point in the future. I think that'd be really cool here. So for a nice little airport like this, to have Breeze Airways filling in those gaps, especially places like Las Vegas, I think it's really awesome. So it's really awesome to see that on the A220 as well. So once again, here at gate 4, preparing for a flight out to Las Vegas, we have the Breeze Airways Airbus A220-300. Gate 6 is currently empty, so I think I mentioned that all the jet bridges here at the Huntsville International Airport are glass. So I was only able to represent the glass jet bridges that have aircraft at them because that's how many jet bridges I have. Actually, that's a lie. I do have one more here, but as you can see, it doesn't have that little connecting piece that holds it up because this was in a separate pack. So it didn't come with that piece, unfortunately, so I'm hoping somehow I can get a hold of one or construct something to hold it up so that I can make use of it in the future. But yep, basically just the flights that or the gates rather, that don't have an aircraft at them in today's update do not have a glass jet bridge. They're just represented with the standard steel-sided Gemini jet bridges, which still look fine. It's a little bit inaccurate, but at least we're still able to get them represented here. One route here with Delta Airlines at Huntsville that is really shocking to me is Atlanta on the 717 and 737-800. So Atlanta is a 6 daily service on Delta mainline jets. So there is 5 daily 717s, and then I believe it's an overnight, is on the 737-800, which, I mean, that's amazing. So a few reasons for this, I think, is that Huntsville is fairly close to Atlanta, so there's a lot of demand for the city, but it's also far enough that people aren't willing to drive that distance. So there's that. In fact, that the only other destination Delta has out of Huntsville is Detroit, so I'm thinking Atlanta also is a lot of connecting passengers. which would make a lot of sense. But nevertheless, I think this is really awesome that Huntsville has such a consistent service on a legacy carrier like this. This is just an absolute staple, and very interesting for an airport like Huntsville to have something like this. So once again, here at gate, let's see, 2468. Gate 8, the Delta Airlines 737-800 in the SkyTeam colors, heading out to Atlanta. Or actually, he arrived in from Atlanta and will head out tomorrow morning. Next up for us here for Delta Airlines, here at Gate 10, we have a Delta Connection CRJ-900 operated on behalf of SkyWest Airlines. This aircraft will be heading out to Detroit today, which, as I was mentioning in the last aircraft, is a more of a connection hub, I think, more than anything for Delta, with just their two destinations of Atlanta and Detroit. So again, Atlanta steals more of the demand, but Detroit is still there for, I guess, just another option. This one's definitely not doing as well as Atlanta for that, for obvious reasons. This is a 2 daily service on the CRJ-900. Both of these flights arriving within an hour of each other, so we have one around, it's scheduled to land around 5:44, and then a little bit later in the evening we have another arrival around 6:40. So very interesting to have the same route operated within an hour twice, just at one period of the day, and just both of those services taking place right then and there is very interesting to me. So it's going to be interesting to see how that progresses in the future, or maybe it won't progress at all, maybe it will gain frequencies or something, but we'll have to see. I'd like to see Delta maybe add Minneapolis or something out of here, would be another good option for connections, or even New York I think would do really well. So that is it for Delta. Sorry for my arm being in the way, I'm just moving some GSE here. That's it for Delta at the terminal. We do have one more Delta aircraft inbound. So taxiing in here to the gate, well, it won't be taxiing into the gate for a little bit until the 737-800 moves out of the way, which actually is supposed to take place tomorrow morning, so this guy may actually take gate 6, which I doubt has ever happened. Maybe it has, but we're just going to say the 738, I guess, has been stuck here all day, and so the 717 is coming in, kind of overlapping him. I guess that doesn't really make sense, but again, Atlanta is a really cool service, operated 6 times daily on mainline aircraft, including the 717 and the 737-800. So that's kind of why I wanted to include both of these aircraft in here, just because I thought that that would be super cool. So it probably would have made more sense to have the 717 at the gate, delayed holding up the 737-800, but I apologize, that's on me. So here we have the Delta Airlines 717-200 MD-95 arriving in from Atlanta. Alright folks, getting into our final 3 aircraft for today's Huntsville Airport update. Here at Gate 3, we're going to be starting off here with this American Eagle Embraer E175. This aircraft is on the turnaround flight to Dallas-Fort Worth today. Looking at my schedule here, Dallas-Fort Worth appears to be operated on a 3 daily service. The first flight of the day being an Embraer 175, and then the second 2 being CRJ-900s. I believe that that's consistent, but it might change here and there, so I apologize for not having more information on that. But Dallas-Fort Worth is a staple service here out of Huntsville, sort of like Atlanta, just on a slightly smaller scale, as American does have more airport, destinations out of Huntsville that passengers may choose to connect through. But nevertheless, very nice to see the Embraer 175 and the CRJ-900s here at Huntsville doing their work for Dallas-Fort Worth. Here at Gate 1B, we have an American Eagle CRJ-700. This aircraft will be heading out to Washington, DCA today. This flight here is operated on behalf of PSA Airlines. That is mixed with a couple other airlines operating this route, I believe. I think the service is 4 daily, kind of mixing between the Embraer 175 and the CRJ-700. So good stuff here for American Eagle, another awesome route here out of Huntsville. Alright, here we are at our last aircraft for today's Huntsville update. Here at Gate 1 Alpha, we have the American Eagle ERJ-145 operated on behalf of Envoy. This aircraft will be heading out to Chicago O'Hare, which is a once daily service on the ERJ-145. Alright, so that'll do it for today's Huntsville Airport update. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. One of those airports, again, that I feel like is a pretty underrated, underappreciated. I know it's pretty small, but I think the operations here are very interesting. So it's always fun to learn new things about airports that are a little bit smaller, kind of like Huntsville. So a really nice airport with a lot of nice infrastructure. I believe one of their runways is actually like 12,500 or 600 feet long, which is just crazy. So I think they are ready to land like some space shuttles or something, if I'm not mistaken, which is absolutely awesome. So that's really cool. So a lot of awesome infrastructure here. Again, the glass jet bridges and the long runways, that kind of thing. The services are really cool, despite having a lot of regional services. But you know, airlines like Breeze make up for that in some regard. I do want to mention they had Frontier Airlines at one point, who I believe pulled out due to probably pilot shortage. And I also know for the longest time that Huntsville has been trying to attract Southwest Airlines, but unfortunately they've just been unable to, I believe because of Birmingham having Southwest service, kind of drawing that away from the Huntsville area. So I'm kind of hoping that Breeze expands even more out of Huntsville, because I feel like Huntsville is truly underserved, and I think that's what Breeze is here for. And again, as I said earlier, New Orleans, I hope that's something we can see again in the future. I could see them doing stuff like Jacksonville, Sarasota. Probably would be limited services, like a once weekly Embraer 190, but you know, the more services, the better. Even if it's limited service, it's still a service, you know, which in general is awesome. So we'll have to see kind of how Breeze progresses from here. I do think, I remember seeing something about Huntsville trying to attract more Breeze destinations, so that would be really awesome to see them do that in the future. Maybe West Palm Beach or something like that would be awesome. So we'll have to see though. Other airlines, United, Delta, American, doing awesome here as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Huntsville update. I apologize if it seemed a little bit rushed. To be honest, I feel like I've mentioned this in the past, but when I take such long breaks from filming airport updates, I feel like my speech gets really bad and kind of gets off cadence, and you know, I start kind of expending more breath than I have in me, and it just gets hard to talk, to be honest. So yeah, it's hard to, you know, do airport updates after so long of not doing them. So again, I apologize for that. I'm going to try to be better at that here going into the future, but this year's been tough for me, so I apologize, but I'm going to do my best. So let me know if you guys would like to see certain airports you know, have their own videos in the future. But aside from that, there's nothing else to go over. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.